Once I stopped viewing emotionally unavailable men as mysteries to solve, my dating life changed. His inconsistency, hot and cold behavior, and uncertainty about committing isn't a mystery, it's clarity. It's the truth wrapped in your denial. The more you justify his confusion and behavior, the more you betray yourself. And a part of me didn't want to believe any of this at one point because to accept this as truth felt like I was admitting that I wasn't enough for a man I was highly interested in. I had to learn that being not enough for a man that doesn't even know what he wants isn't a reflection of my worth. It's a reflection of who he is, and really it highlights how he's the one who's not enough. Woo. So that is a post I wrote that is on my Instagram account. I've been that girl too. And now I want to get into about this post. Let's talk about why I wrote this. So I literally used to view men that were emotionally unavailable as like some type of mystery or puzzle. And furthermore, that was like a challenge for me. And I think back then, the type of woman that I was, is that I really needed that validation. And I was looking for something to like stroke my ego. And if you want to get even deeper with it, I was literally trying to like finish my childhood. Like in my childhood, I felt like I was loved by emotionally unavailable parents. My parents made me feel like I had to like earn their love because it would be so inconsistent and so up and down. And so, with that being said, that made me feel like that, okay, this is how love works. Because the thing is, it isn't a mystery as to why he is the way he is. Well, at least it should not be a mystery to you, you know? The only mystery that you should be trying to figure out is why you are even into someone that acts like that. Because think about it. When you think about your list of standards and you think about what you want, if you know what you want, I'm pretty sure it doesn't involve you being with a man that you have to pull feelings out of, a man that is hot and cold with you, a man that woman that acts like he really wants you and likes you and loves you, and the next minute he acts like he doesn't. I'm pretty sure that's not on your list of standards. And so the only mystery is why you're chasing someone like that. And so once you stop viewing men that are so hot and cold, so emotionally unavailable, so like just detached from you and having a relationship with you and just seem so aloof to everything. Once you stop trying to figure them out and figure out why they are the way they are and accept it as truth, then your dating life will change. Like literally. Because it's like if you think there is some type of mystery there, or if you think, if you're thinking to yourself, oh, he's just being that way because of this or that and the other. Oh, I just understand him. Just got to work with him a little more. Or, you start trying to do all of this in your head regarding his behavior. Baby, you are romanticizing the situation and you are seeing things for what you think they should be, not what they actually are. There is no confusion there. It's strictly clear what's happening. It's just that you are in denial about it. Because much of that denial is you basically not wanting to accept the truth because you're afraid of what accepting the truth may look like for you. You think that accepting that truth that is who they are, that means it's a reflection of who you are. That means that you're not good enough. That means that if you were different or if you were someone he really wanted, he would act differently. You never once stopped to think that maybe that's just the way that he just is. You're taking it so personal, and when you're taking it so personal, it's keeping you there longer trying to figure him out because you're sitting there like, maybe it's something I'm doing wrong. Maybe I could be doing something more, or maybe I just need to change a bit. So for that, you're sticking around longer and denying yourself the truth of what you're really seeing, of what really is. He's shown you the patterns, but you keep thinking it's something different because you don't want to rest with the fact that it's just not in him because of what you feel like it would mean about yourself. So I want this podcast episode to be, it's like an indicator to you that it may or may not be about you. And the thing is, okay, let's play devil's advocate. Let's say that it is about you. Let's say that it's something about you that makes him not be able to open up emotionally or be vulnerable. Let's say if it is something about you. Are you wanting to sit there and spend time trying to figure it out, or are you going to just admit that it's just incompatibility? Like for whatever reason, you two can't come together and understand each other and work through it. For whatever reason, it just is not working, and you tried and tried. Come to that conclusion. It's not, and then let's say if it's not something you're doing wrong. Let's say if you're doing everything right and it's just him. That's also a truth as well. That means it's also incompatibility. So either way it goes, it's just not a match. And I want you to know that it's okay to grieve that and to mourn that, especially when maybe in one point in time it was really good. Maybe he was consistent. Maybe he was hot and not hot and cold. It was just all hot and it was all good. Maybe at one time it was. And I want you to know it's okay to grieve what was and what now isn't, but you probably should do that alone and mourn that alone because it's never going to come back. You've tried it and you tried it. And so now you are abandoning yourself. You're abandoning your standards. You're abandoning what you want. And now you're also holding yourself up from having someone that could be all in with you, someone that can be emotionally available for you, someone that can be consistent with you, someone that's not going to be up and down, hot and cold, and have you on this emotional roller coaster. Now you're holding yourself up from having what you really want. You've seen all you can see there. You've tried all you can try. You just have to admit that it's not it. And it not being it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. You have to look at it as just incompatibility. You're always worthy. You're always lovable. You're all those things. But you're not going to be those things with every single man. I know you really want that with him, but you got to stop chasing the emotionally unavailable man thinking that you're going to get a different outcome, thinking that something is going to change. You have no control over his emotions. You have no control over him changing. You have no control over any of that, no matter how good of a woman you are, no matter how you show up. It's not going to be enough for a man like that. It's not going to be enough for someone that's not even enough for you. That's another way that you can look at it as well. Instead of you looking at the situation as you not being enough, look at it as him not being enough for you. He's not enough to cover what you have on your standards list. He's not enough to be close. He's not enough to show how much he wants you and loves you consistently. He can't even commit fully. Think about all the list of the things he is not. He is not enough for you. It's not that you're not enough for him. Because if he was enough, he would be showing up the way he should be. He wouldn't be just holding you up because all that, if he wanted to, he would, or all of that, he just doesn't like you like that. Okay, if he's there and has been there, and he is deliberately showing up the way that he is showing up, which is half-ass basically. He is doing that on purpose. There's no excuses for it. That's just who he is. That's how he's showing up. Because it's obvious that he does want you, but he wants you to lower your standards so that you all can be together and have a connection. He wants to play this little game of hot and cold behavior so he can have control of your emotions. You see where I'm going with this? So you have to look at it as like, okay, I deserve better than that. I want better than that. He is not enough for me. He's not some type of mystery you have to solve. He's not some type of thing you have to fix or anything like that. It's just not it. Okay? He's not it. He is too emotionally unavailable for what you are wanting in a relationship and a connection. He's just going to continue to make you anxious. He's going to continue to make you question your worth. There's nothing there. He's not enough. And so it's like once you start looking at the emotionally unavailable men, it's like a turnoff, or it's someone that's unattractive, someone that you don't want, someone that's not enough. It's like you become disgusted at that. You will stop chasing so hard after it because it's like turn off. Like you dead aloof. You act like you don't love. You act. It starts to look disgusting to you. Instead of you trying to solve the mystery, thinking it has something to do with you, you got to stop making that shit so personal. I know that us making it personal is more likely due to how we've been made to feel, maybe in our upbringings or maybe all our lives leading up to this point. And so it's like our past is coloring our present. It's coloring that, okay, always in the past, it's always been that it was something wrong with me or been made to feel like something is wrong with me. So I'm looking at this situation, it's the same right now, that maybe I'm not enough, I'm not doing enough, maybe it is something wrong with me. That's why he's so emotionally unavailable. I can get him to change, I can get him to love me. If my love was good, if my worth was good, he wouldn't be so emotionally unavailable. So it's like you're telling yourself that story, and then so you're sticking there and you're like, I can show you that I am a good woman, I can show you that I'm safe to open up to, I can show you all these things. And so you stick around constantly trying to do that. But it's like, you gotta break out of that. All the confusion and all the ups and downs and all of that, I don't know, and, going back and forth trying with him, baby, that is clear as day that he is incompatible with you. He is not enough for you. And so for me, when I started dating again, like after my toxic relationships that I've been in, where they were clearly emotionally unavailable, you can read about my journey with emotionally unavailable men, toxic men, narcissists, if you will, in my series, in my book, Toxic X Chronicles. And that is told like a novel, like a story about my life and about the things that I went through. And a lot of women are saying that it helps them to see their situation clearer. So, you can read it for that too, or just for entertainment, because I went through a lot of shit and I wrote about it all. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So when I started dating again after I stopped with the toxic exes and whatnot, y'all, I'll admit that at first the emotionally unavailable type, or the type that was not even showing that they were emotionally available, maybe they were a little aloof, like hard to read. I kind of felt like he did like me a lot, and then don't let them be a little attractive. So I'll admit at first, I wasn't completely turned off from it, but I wasn't quick to attach to it. I put it that way. It was like, maybe if I just stick around here and just remain detached and just, continue to talk to them, they'll open up more. But it never happened that way. It doesn't even work that way. Because once again, it is not about you. It is about who they are. And it's like, no matter how you show up, they're going to show up the same exact damn way. If they just don't have it in them, they just don't have it in them. It just is what it is. And so I tried the detached method, to where I didn't even sleep with them. I just talked to them, got to know them, and it still ended up being the same. And it still ended up being him realizing that I want something more and that he had to break it off. That's literally what he told me. Once he realized that I wanted something deeper and more, because I was sticking around and I was asking for more, and that was like, asking for more dates and asking to our families to not meet each other, but asking him to come to a party that was going to include my other family members, because I'm like, if we're talking and we're getting to know each other, why not come around? It doesn't have to be anything serious. But he took it as that, of course, because I'm like, I'm looking for something real and more. And I was showing that. And he was just like, okay, yeah, I can't provide that. And he ended up calling it off of me. And sure, the rejection hurt. But as I look back on the situation, I realized I showed up authentically, and I showed up in my truths of what I actually wanted. And if it ran him off, good riddance. It ran him off. That means that he didn't want the same things that I wanted at that time. Maybe he may want them down the line, but that's not what he wanted right now. And that's probably not what he wanted with me. He may have just wanted just hit it and quit it with me. I don't know. The thing is, it was incompatibility. And that's not to say anything about my worth, or say anything about how I show up, or say anything, or say that there's something wrong with me. It's just that he wasn't it. And when you think about it, it's good that sooner than later that he's not it. So you don't have to go through all these hoops and try so hard. Let him take himself out. Okay? And so, and then after that, I realized, okay, so I got to stop going for those type of guys altogether. As soon as they show that little bit of inconsistency and they start flipping the script, acting like they're into me, then they're not, all of a sudden, I gotta go. It became a turnoff to me. It's not a reflection that you're not good enough. It's just that you two aren't compatible. It's simple as that. And I think the reason why you may have a hard time understanding that it's just incompatibility is because in your mind, you think that that's how love works. You think that that's the only type of man out there. You think that all men are to some capacity emotionally unavailable. You think that this is a job you have to do. Like you have to pull emotions out of a man. You have to show up working hard to earn their love. So when it all boils down, it's probably your scarcity mindset about dating and love and men that has you thinking that this is how I have to do it. So if this doesn't work, that means I'm not doing something right. It means that I'm not good enough. But the reality is that there are different types of men out there. Love is not something that has to be earned. And I learned that by dating more and also looking at emotionally unavailable men is just not for me. And so that got me to move on to the next and to go on to the next and to try again with someone else instead of sticking by that, trying to change that. And I think that's why you stick around in that relationship for so long. It's because you don't want to try again with someone new because you feel like you're going to have to do this work all over again. You feel like that you're going to have to do all of this and try to mold someone else all over again when you think you almost got this man molded just right. You've known each other for so long, you think that, you're used to the emotional unavailability. Sometimes you're used to the inconsistency. You're used to all of that, and you also know that there's some good parts in there. And it's like you feel like you just about got it, like you molded it enough. You don't want to mold a new man, but the thing is, you are not going to have to mold a new man. You don't have to mold someone to love you, someone that is going to genuinely love you for who you are. You're not going to have to love hard. You are not going to have to try to prove why you should be loved, why you should be appreciated, why you should not ever be abandoned, why you are worth fighting for. You don't have to prove any of that. And I think sometimes we get so caught up in that belief that that's how love is, that's just how it goes, that we don't want to try again because we feel like it's just going to be hard work all over again. But the thing that I had to realize is that when I fall in love again, it's not going to be the same way. It's not going to be with the same type of man. It's going to be with someone better. So you have to relieve yourself from the scarcity mindset around it and believe that the love that you want is out there. Believe that the love that you don't have to work hard for is out there. Believe that there is an emotionally mature man out there, that emotionally available man out there. And true enough, yes, not every man you come across will be emotionally available. And it's not going to be just like that, bam, you meet someone, or maybe it will, who knows. The thing is, you're going to have to choose your difficulty. Do you want to stick around with someone that has shown you time and time again that they're emotionally unavailable and incompatible with you? Someone that has been inconsistent and hot and cold with you? Someone that has been so up and down with you? Someone that has given you all this anxiety? Someone has made this, tossed and turned you every which way but loose? You want to keep doing that? Or would you like to at least leave, find yourself, enjoy your life without all that stress, and then date to possibly find someone better that is going to love you the way that you deserve? So you choose which hard. But for me, choosing the hard, quote unquote, of letting that man go and just being by myself wasn't difficult for me once I realized how happy I was without that. Once I realized how things could go. Once I just started pouring into my life and started doing me. Once I realized that I really don't need him like that. I don't need a man like that. And as I dated, I only went for the emotionally available type. And those are the types that are not inconsistent with you, the types that are not coming off like they're love bombing you in the beginning, the type that is just transparent. And I just started going more so for that, taking my time to getting to know a man. And the type that were like all hot and heavy with you in the beginning, and then suddenly acting like they're not, acting like they don't like you like that, or calling you a lot, they're not, I stopped having time for that. And I started looking at it and I would call it out sometimes. Like, I noticed that you're doing this and that. I can't, I don't I don't think this is going to work. I don't want that. So I started being the one saying it's not going to work and calling it off. Instead of trying and trying and trying. I don't got time for the games. And it's like, you can't take it so personal to where you stick around and try to figure out the games and try to figure out the mystery of him. There is no mystery. It's the truth. That's who he is. That's how he's acting. That's just how it is. That's the truth. And the truth doesn't have to be that you're not doing enough or you're not good enough to earn his love or to earn better treatment. Nobody got time for the games. Consider it games. Yeah. Consider the emotionally unavailable man and the one that's hot and cold with you and inconsistent with you. Consider that he is playing games with you, that he is playing in your face. If you look at it as like he's playing in your face, then maybe you won't be so, prone to figure out the mystery of the emotionally unavailable man. Stop doing all that. I want this podcast episode to be like an indicator to you that there are different types of men out there. There are not going to be the emotionally unavailable type. You don't have to settle for that and work to earn his love or earn love, period. Look at it as he's not enough for you. The type of romance you want, the type of love you want, the way you want to be treated, he's not enough to provide that for you. He is incapable. That means you all are incompatible. And once you get out early, instead of sticking around trying to figure that out, it not only heightens your self-worth and self-love, it also helps you to not lose yourself in that. Because you will quickly find yourself losing yourself in a situation like that where you are trying to put the puzzle pieces together of the mystery of his emotionally unavailable ass. You deserve better than that. You don't have to do all of that. You don't have to go through all of that. And once I realized that I can be loved truly for my authentic self and that I don't have to jump through hoops. I don't have to do all this because I'm afraid of being abandoned. I don't have to do all this because I'm afraid that I'm not good enough, that I am worthy. And once I got to understanding that, my dating life for sure changed because it made me realize that I'm always lovable. I'm always worthy. And I don't have to earn anything. I don't have to earn love. I can be loved for who I am. And the right man is just going to love it, like it, and want it all the time. And I don't have to jump through hoops to prove that to him. And until that type of man shows up wanting me in that way, then none of them are good enough for me. All right. Use that as an affirmation or say that to yourself a few times. Rewind it and listen to it again. And understand that you are the one that makes the decision if someone is good enough for you or not. It's not you looking for them to tell you if you are good enough or not. They don't determine that. You've already determined that you are more than enough. And you determine what you deserve and what you want. Now it's you looking at him to determine, is he good enough for me? It doesn't have to mean that he's a bad guy. Maybe he's just not the one for you. He's not good enough for you. Okay? Switch it around and look at it like that. Your dating life will change. I promise you. So, I want you to tune in to my Healing Sunday coming up. I'm going to be talking deeper about why you chase emotionally unavailable men and how to heal that. Because this episode was just, you need to stop it. Sis, stop. The Healing Sunday is going to be, okay, sis, let's try to figure out why you can't stop it. Let's figure out where it's coming from. Because for me, I feel like understanding your why and why it's coming from and getting deeper in it is healing for you so that you don't go back and don't change back and flip back to that. So I think both are important. So if you're listening to this podcast episode, be sure to check out my YouTube channel because Healing Sundays is only on my YouTube channel. And so coming up this Sunday is going to be why you chase the emotionally unavailable men and how to stop. All right? All right. As always, you can find my books, my bonus podcast episodes, my coaching at I'veBeenThatGirl.net. All right? So that's all I got. Into the next podcast episode, girlfriends. Peace out.
Excuse me, can I please talk to you for a minute?